When we talk about red flags in relationships, most people think the problem is that they didn't see it. But that's rarely true. Most of us saw the red flags very early. We saw the inconsistency. We saw the emotional unavailability, the mixed signals, the disrespect hidden behind the charm, the silence after intimacy, the manipulation hidden behind "I'm just being honest," the way someone could love us deeply one day and disappear emotionally the next day. We saw it, but we stayed. And I think the harder truth modern relationship forces us to confront. Sometimes the greatest heartbreak is not that someone lied to us. It's realizing how much we lied to ourselves in order to keep them loving. Welcome back to All Things Spiritual. I am Dr. Tamanna C, and today we are talking about something almost every person has experienced, but very few truly understood. Why do we ignore red flags, even when we know the truth? And honestly, this conversation is not just about relationships. It's about loneliness. It's about attachment, trauma, validation, and the fear of starting over. Because modern relationships have made emotional confusion feel like chemistry. We've normalized inconsistency. We've romanticized emotional unavailability. We love the chasing game. We call anxiety passion. We call obsession love. We call emotional chaos a deep soul connection. And somewhere in all of this, people stopped listening to their intuition. You know, intuition never screams. It whispers gently. But loneliness screams louder. And that is where many people lose themselves. A lot of people ignore red flags because they are not actually in love with the person. They are in love with the potential, the possibility, the fantasy of who this person could become if they finally healed, if they finally changed, or if they finally chose them or loved them better. And this is what keeps people trapped for years. Not the relationship, but the hope. Hope can heal people, but unhealthy hope can also destroy people. Especially in modern dating, where everyone is emotionally available sometimes. One day they give you everything, the next day they disappear. Then they come back with emotional intensity and then distance again. And your nervous system becomes addicted to this unpredictability. That's not love, that's survival mode. But because the highs feel so high, people convince themselves the lows are worth tolerating. And this is where trauma quietly enters into the relationship. Many people who ignore red flags were taught from childhood that love must be earned. That love comes with confusion, silence. It comes with walking on eggshells. It comes with over-explaining yourself, begging to be chosen, proving your worth. So when someone healthy enters their life, it feels boring. Not because healthy love lacks depth, but because chaos becomes familiar. And you know what's heartbreaking? Some people can identify every toxic pattern in others, but still abandon themselves emotionally to keep the relationship alive. And have you ever wondered why? Because deep down, many people are not afraid of toxic love. They are afraid of being alone with themselves. Modern relationships have created a generation that fears solitude more than suffering. People would rather suffer. People would rather stay emotionally half-loved than fully alone. Because when the relationship ends, they are finally left with themselves, their wounds, their emptiness, their patterns, their unmet emotional needs. And that silence can feel terrifying. So they ignore, adjust, rationalize, minimize. Oh, he's just stressed. She had a difficult childhood. They'll change. They didn't mean it. At least they come back. At least they care sometimes. But partial love slowly destroys self-worth. And one of the biggest red flags people ignore today is inconsistency. And listen carefully. Consistency is emotional safety, not intensity, not grand gestures, not late night paragraphs, not chemistry or not attraction. Consistency is someone who genuinely values you, should not make you constantly question where you stand with them. Modern dating has made confusion look normal. People say, I don't want labels, I'm figuring myself out, I'm scared of commitment, I don't know what I want. And while self-awareness is important, sometimes confusion is simply avoidance wearing spiritual language. Not everyone who says they are healing is actually healing. Some people use healing as an excuse to avoid accountability. And this is important because emotionally intelligent people often over-understand others. They empathize so much with someone's pain that they ignore the pain being caused to them. Sometimes your empathy becomes self-betrayal. And I think many people listening today need to ask themselves a very difficult question. At what point did you start abandoning your own emotional needs just to maintain connection? Because emotional relationships are not meant to cost you your peace, your self-respect, your nervous system, your sleep, your confidence, or identity. If loving someone requires you to constantly shrink yourself, that is not alignment. That is emotional survival. And social media has made this even worse. People today are addicted to emotional breadcrumbs. One text, one story view, one late night conversation, one apology, one moment of affection, and suddenly they start emotional investment all over again. We live in a world where people confuse access with commitment. Just because someone talks to you every day does not mean they are emotionally available. Just because someone says, I miss you, does not mean they are ready to love you properly. Words without consistency becomes emotional manipulation over time. And you want another painful truth? Sometimes people ignore red flags because they believe this is the love they deserve. That is a deep wound. When self-worth is low, disrespect feels normal. People tolerate things they would never advise their friends to tolerate. And the saddest part is, many people only wake up after the relationship completely breaks them. After anxiety, after emotional burnout, after betrayal, after feeling invisible. Because pain finally becomes louder than attachment. But healing begins the moment you stop trying to convince yourself that a red flag is a misunderstanding. Your body knows, your intuition knows, your energy knows. People often ask me, how do I know if it's intuition or fear? Fear creates panic. Intuition creates clarity. Fear chases. Intuition observes. Fear begs. Intuition protects. And deep down, most people already know the truth very early. They just keep waiting for reality to change because acceptance feels painful. But acceptance is freedom. The moment you stop romanticizing potential and start honoring patterns, your entire life changes. Because patterns reveal truth more than promises will. If someone repeatedly shows inconsistency, emotional unavailability, dishonesty, disrespect, avoidance, manipulation, believe the pattern, not the apology. And this doesn't mean becoming bitter. It means becoming conscious. There's a difference. Healing is not learning how to avoid love. Healing is learning how to stop abandoning yourself inside love. That is the real reason. At the end of the day, red flags are not just warnings about another person. Sometimes they are mirrors showing us where we still need healing within ourselves, where we fear rejection, where we crave validation, where we confuse attachment for connection, where we settle because we don't fully believe we deserve peace. And maybe the most spiritual thing you can do in modern relationships is choosing not to force what continuously hurts your soul. Not every connection is meant to be kept. Not every intense relationship is a soulmate. Not every emotional pull is alignment. Some people enter your life to reveal your wounds, not to become your future. And the moment you stop chasing emotional unavailability, you begin becoming emotionally available to yourself. That is where real healing begins. And maybe today, this is your reminder. Love should not constantly feel like confusion, anxiety, begging, overthinking, or emotional exhaustion. Real love may challenge you, but it should also feel safe. Thank you for listening to All Things Spiritual. I am Dr. Tamanna C. And until next time, choose peace over potential every single time.